Hello viewers, wherever you are. This is your tutor Mark, your developer Mark, whichever the name you use, the teacher, coach, whatever the name. Yes, this is me welcoming you to this episode. This one is my YouTube channel called Andedo Mark. Tuesday Class Job Market, episode 24. Today we want to talk about part 2 in monitoring and evaluation. Last time briefly we did the introduction of monitoring and evaluation, and in brief we said this is a continuous leadership or managerial process that is meant to oversee, or which is meant like to briefly audit the ongoing initiated program, to check out the balances, to check out the questions whether the system applied is working towards achieving the set target. In the process of auditing or in the process of observation, the initiators will be able to identify whether we have the problems and how they can be overcome, and whether the project is heading to the right direction towards achieving the set objectives. Now, in the process, if you realize by maybe the 50% of time that was targeted is already spent and most of the negativities overcome the positivities, there is always a way of either pausing the initiated project or just at all do away with it, because the main aim of monitoring and evaluation is to make sure that the project works towards achieving what is set. If you realize that this one is not working out, the leaders, the team leaders, the managers should make sure that the project doesn't continue to avoid more losses. That is the brief main interest or program in monitoring and evaluation. That one, if you missed the episode, please go back to the episode, go back to my channel, search for it, the M&E processes, it is all there. Today, directly we are supposed to go to the part 2, which is the principles, the qualities, what qualifies a company, what qualifies an individual, what qualifies a team leader to be able to do the M&E system processes. That's what we are in here for today. Just a small reminder, please, if you are watching me for the first time, please support me by subscribing to the channel. We want to grow it, and I cannot grow it by myself. It's from your own support. Thank you so much for believing and trusting in me. We are growing, and I am happy about that. Comment if the video is so beneficial. Please just share with people and also make them subscribe, because this is a developmental process. It's not about entertainment. It's never about making people psyched up or maybe just motivating you for the fact, but it is something. That's why it is dubbed Tuesday Class Job Market. Tuesday, it comes every Tuesday. Class is like a training center. Then job market, all of us, whatever we do that earns us a living, whether it's music, whether it's artwork, whether it's driving course, whether it's teaching, whether it's coaching, whether it's engineering, doctorate, whatever you are doing and you are living, that's a job. And because we are all flooded in the scenario, I call it a market. So in this market, it's all about who can stand out. Standing out, you cannot stand out by just an individual like that. You have to get trained and developed. And I am for development rather than being trained. That's what we do in this episode. And please, we have a lot of contents there in my social medias. Visit my Facebook page and follow me, please. Support me, like my page. It's called Common Sense Isn't Common. Every word in that heading is capitalized. The first word is capitalized. Others are in small caps. Then Facebook page, Facebook account is just Andedo Mark. For inboxes direct, WhatsApp +2 54 711 22 35 25. Otherwise, let's continue direct to the what we have today. 12 main principles or 12 main key components of M&E system. What qualifies a system to do M&E processes? Number 1, we must have organizational structure with M&E function. You cannot just come out as a company or as a person that today I want to do what is called monitoring and evaluation. There must be a pre-existing organ or pre-existing system or plan, or we call it a department, that is specifically given duties of monitoring and evaluation. Do you know why? Because monitoring and evaluation involve a lot of researches, involve a lot of evaluations, a lot of disseminations, a lot of outcomes, a lot of introductions of things. So there must be a special department or system put in place specifically in a company or in an organization or in a team project to make sure that they only deal with what is called monitoring and evaluation. Component number 2, human capacity for M&E. M&E is not just done by every Harry, Tom and Dick. M&E is not only done by anybody so long as you are an expert. No, there must be official people professionally doing what is called M&E. They have been trained, they have been given ability, they have the skills, and they have the knowledge on how to do M&E. So there must be enough manpower in that department that involve the M&E. If it is a team, there must be special people in that team that are well trained on how to do monitoring and evaluation. Component number 3, partnership for planning, coordinating, and managing the M&E system. Partnership. Monitoring, because it involves evidences, references, researches, auditions, questions, corrections, additions, and all that. You cannot do it alone as a company, because you will be doing your audit in comparison to other data nationwide or worldwide, meaning that there must be a supporting company, there must be a supporting department, there must be a supporting nation, because we'll be using their data against ours, so we see whether we are achieving target or not. So partnership must be there in coordinating, must be there in planning, and must be there in managing the system. Then M&E work plan and cost. Number 4, there must be M&E work plan. Work plan is the direction, the way, what is put in line that's supposed to be done, how you are going to collect the items, the assets needed and liabilities, how you are going to put them in place, how you are going to coordinate them, and all that. And then now the cost is how much each and every plan is going to take. Then you analyze yourself, are you able to overcome the cost that is needed, or you are just planning yet there is no financial muscle to push that thing forward. So one best component of M&E system is that there must be a better work plan versus the cost plan. Number 5 component is that my M&E, there must be a better framework, logical framework. There must be a framework where we are going to say that this system is going to work from A to B to C, so that whenever it works from A to D, we'll be asking ourselves, where is the B and C? There must be a good framework which is supposed to be followed by the auditors, by the evaluators, to make sure that at least by the end of the day, there's a target we are targeting. There must be a system, a proper framework. Then communication, advocacy, and culture for M&E. When you talk about the culture, this is the belief, how we do it. There's a proper systematical worldwide way of doing monitoring and evaluation. You cannot wake up with your own system. These things, because some of them are scientifically approved, they are scientific facts, you cannot do them on your own. You'll be doing them based on what is data existing versus the researches that have been done, in comparison to what you are trying to initiate, whether you can meet the same result that you planned for. So it means that there must be a better communication. The evaluators, the auditors, the monitors versus the initiators of the plan. There must be a communicators. When you get a bottleneck somewhere, you communicate it out. When you get somewhere something that's supposed to be added, that dissemination process must be very clear. So there must be proper communication, there must be proper advocacy, because advocacy also means trying to introduce what you believe in to the mind of the initiators, if you will be able to achieve the set target. So if you want to do M&E, yet your communication is poor, your dissemination is poor, your channel of database references is also poor, you will end up not doing proper monitoring and evaluation. Then number 7, routine program monitoring. Routine, this is like a culture still, it's like a belief, how we do it. Monitoring and evaluation, it is something supposed to be monitored, meaning that, for example, I'm talking about the routine is that you cannot monitor something that has never been initiated. If maybe I am a teacher or I am a coach, I'm a life coach, then I have been coaching maybe a drug addict somewhere, meaning that already there's a pre-existing program or a pre-existing project that I will be watching either from a distance or in to check the balances or to check the weaknesses that will either make me achieve or fail to achieve my target. So it means that there must be a routine system. For example, system I'm telling you, number one, there must be a project to be monitored and evaluated. Then this project must have been initiated. It's something work on progress. You see, there must be a system like that. So there is a normal, permanent or normal basic line of starting point which is done worldwide in universal manner or unison manner. Number 7, survey and surveillance. Surveillance, you see, because it is something that involves collecting of data versus pre-existing data. It's like a comparison, it's like a research, it's like the outcome. You want to see, if I set my project by November, this thing should have been done. I am already in September, but according to the projections, I was projecting that, but at a time like this, I shall have been remaining by maybe 5 months. Yet, you have 2 months to go, you are not even halfway of your expectations. That one, you may call off the project. So in short, surveillance, how you survey things, how you monitor them, how you view them, by the end of the day, should be able to be telling you the possible outcome that you should be expecting. Then number 9, national and subnational database. I told you before you conduct your M&E, we have the partnership there, we have the reference, it is full of research, we have professionals doing this work. So it means that before you do your M&E, there must be a comparison. Before you think of comparing things, at least you must be having either 2 or more things to be compared. Now, if you want to collect data from your project, you cannot say that you are monitoring and evaluating against what? Meaning that there must be a pre-existing, permanent or official referral point that will be helping you to check whether you are positively advantageous or negatively advantageous. If you say, for example, I want to go to maybe New York. Most of the flights, for example, they take 12 hours. Now, I want to evaluate this new Boeing 777 going to hit the airways for the first time. How long, how speed, how low will it take? I will be comparing the new timing expectations versus the old timing expectations, meaning that already there must be pre-existing data that will help me in my comparison. So whenever you are doing monitoring and evaluation, remember there must be something that you are referring to. And I want to bring to attention something here. When I talk about monitoring and evaluation, please, in this platform, I talk as if I'm targeting only the producers or the companies. Remember, this is a social life status. I talk even to the caregivers. Do you know that you can also monitor and evaluate a person, an individual person? Yes. For example, you are a mentor, you are a counselor, you have been trying to guide somebody maybe to get born again. You have been trying to entice somebody to change from drug addicts to usable somebody in life. If this person you came and you talk and agreed or accepted to change the character, it is not something that will happen drastically. It will happen gradually. Now, this gradual process of changing, by the time being, you will be doing the monitoring and evaluation. For example, you will come and ask after 2 weeks, bro, you told me that you will now stop going for these parties, night parties, clubs and all that. What happened again today? I saw you in a given party. You know, that is monitoring, meaning that you have been monitoring. So this one even applies to the caregivers. You can monitor the character of your child. You can monitor the character of your spouse. You can monitor the character of your wife, whatever, and all that. You know, as a church leader, you can monitor the character of your congregation. You can monitor the character of your staffs. You can monitor the character of a project. So it's all about life situations. Now, next, solve the national subnational data, meaning that you will be comparing your observation versus the pre-existing data. This data can be county data, sub-county data, the national data, international data, and all that, according to where your reference is. Then number 10, supportive supervision and data auditing. You cannot be one person a master of everything. You as an auditor, there must be somebody also supervising you. For example, I am employed as an M&E officer, meaning that there's somebody I am responsible to. This somebody I'm responsible to will be giving me timings for deliveries. Bro, go and edit this project. Within 1 month, you should come back and tell me some of the things that we should add or subtract to make sure that the project continues. So there must be proper supportive supervision. Either can come from a department, can come from a ministry of the nation, can come from the government, can come from a part of department in your company, can come from your team leader, can come from maybe your friend, also backup, financial backup from family, from spouse, and all that. So there must be a proper supervision which is really supported for your work you are doing. Then evaluation and research, that one we have talked about. There is no M and E that can take place without research. Research will help you find the data base that will help you as a base point for your reference and your comparison. So there must be an evaluation and there must be a research. Then lastly, data dissemination and the data use. These outcomes we are going to get out. The comparison, what are the results? What are you going to do with those results? That's why we said there must be also proper communication, because the outcome must be communicated well to the initiators of the project. If you don't initiate to them, for example, you are auditing a given business, the potential customers versus the possible customers, what is the outcome? You have done marketing, you have done international marketing, social media marketing, the mouth-to-mouth marketing, face-to-face marketing, and all that. What is the progress of your product in the market? How is your brand doing? It means that all the monitoring and evaluation you have been doing, you should be able to come back and communicate them well, use the data to be disseminated well, either to be implanted or incorporated in the project to make sure that the end result is got. So if you are an evaluator and a monitor who cannot communicate and disseminate data in the right way, by the end of the day, you shall not be doing justice to the person who employed you to do that work, or maybe the project might fail because the things or the red flags were never taken care of at the right time. That one marks the end of this presentation. Please, if you have a question, don't cease to ask or don't cease to comment. Please give it a thumbs up button and please just subscribe. I am called Mark. See you in the next episode. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for subscribing, for those who have subscribed, and keep on